When you're trying to raise money, you typically focus on the money because your business is in trouble. You want to grow your business. So you're focused on the money. What do you think banks and investors focus on when you are talking to them? The banks and investors are focused on the contract because it is the contract that will determine what happens. The moment you are focused on the money, but they are focused on the contract. And guess what? That's why the banks like to write. Banks typically write the contract because the person who writes the contract has leverage. So it is within the contract that they tell you what the terms will be, what the penalties will be, what the investor will get, what will happen to you if you don't. And many entrepreneurs are not reading the contract. They don't even, okay, you ask your lawyer to read it. But I expect that at some level, you should be able to understand the terms of the contract because I've seen situations where an entrepreneur raises money and some months down the line, the investor kicks you out of the company. I'm sure you've heard such stories before. The investor can kick you out. And you'll be like, how is that possible? How can you kick me out of a company that I started? What did they tell you? Go and read the contract. Go and read the contract. You raise money, the investor comes into the company and you want to raise money in the future and the investor tells you, you cannot raise that money. And you're like, what do you mean by I cannot raise that money? He tells you, go and read the contract. So entrepreneurs need to be more savvy about the legal aspects. Very, very important. You might think, for example, that you are getting the loan at 30%, but there may be other hidden charges, other penalties, other things that you're not seeing. And all these things are in the contract, but because you're so focused on the money that you want to raise, you're not paying attention to the contract.